Throughout gaming history, there have been a number of iconic blades. Sora's Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts, the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII, even Steve's Diamond Sword from Minecraft. But there is one that stands above all else, the most famous sword in gaming history. The Master Sword. Resting here in the Temple of Time until Link comes and claims the mightiest weapon in his arsenal. He uses the sword that seals the darkness to smite Ganondorf and all evil that stands in his way. But the question is, do you even need it? In fact, do you even need a sword at all? So that's the idea. Can you get to the end of Ocarina of Time without using a sword? Now, you do actually need to kill Ganon at the end with the Master Sword, but it's the last action of the game. So the idea is that we get there without using the sword to kill any enemies or anything else that you might use the sword for. So shortly after I recorded this, a streamer called Sam Bliss actually completed this challenge. I'll link the video below, it's a really good watch. But in Sam's run, he used some glitches to great effect to bypass using the sword in lots of areas. He used a clip to exit Kokiri Forest early, got Deku Sticks as adult, and put the infinite sword glitch to great use to deal most of his damage. With my run, I wanted to come at it from a purely casual point of view. No glitches, skips or exploits, just the tools that the game intends you to use. But by no means is this me talking smack about Sam, his run is awesome, and I'm definitely not salty that he beat me to the punch. Okay, maybe 5% salty. All the footage that you're seeing was actually recorded during my live stream at twitch.tv/hill1030, so if you want to come and hang out, that'd be grand. And if you've got any ideas for challenges that you want to see me do, either in the Zelda franchise or any others, drop a note in the comments and I might give it a go. And while you're down there, you may as well subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of the uploads. And with the housekeeping done, let's crack on with the video. My basic plan is to use Deku Sticks for most of the child sections of the game, and then the Megaton Hammer for most... I always want to say Magneton. Megaton Hammer for most of the adult sections. Which is what I always used for the Ganon fight when I played when I was younger. You know, in that part where he knocks the Master Sword out of your hand and behind the Ring of Fire. The hammer itself is in the Fire Temple, which is usually the second dungeon you go to as an adult. But as long as you grab the hookshot from Dampé, you can do the Fire Temple first. I'm a little worried about actually getting to the hammer, as adult Link's arsenal at that point is severely limited. And I'm also very worried about the infamous Dark Link in the Water Temple, as I struggle to beat that bastard with anything other than the Biggoron Sword at the best of times. So off we go. First things first, we do actually have to equip the Kokiri Sword to get past Mido, so once we've got that and the shield, our priority is to grab some Deku Sticks, which is actually not as straightforward as you think. Usually you stun a Deku Baba so that it straightens up, like this, and then when you chop it down it turns into a Deku Stick. It doesn't work with the slingshot though. One option would be to buy them one by one from the Kokiri Forest shop, but that's expensive, so a much more better idea is to buy the carrying capacity upgrade from this handy chap. It costs you 40 rupees and it comes with 23 sticks, so that should be more than enough for the first dungeon. So back to the Deku Tree we go. There's a grand total of 3 sculptures in the way that are easily dispatched by our new wooden wonder, and we arrive at the first boss. Yeah, it turns out that Deku Sticks actually do a ridiculous amount of damage. I also thought it might be a good idea to grab the Deku Nut Capacity upgrade from this grotto here just before you go in the Sacred Forest Meadow. It turns out it was a great idea because with the combination of sticks and nuts, the rest of the child section went very well indeed. A lot of the music you've been hearing through this video are actually remixes made by QMU, who are amazing. They do remixes of loads of different Nintendo games and some originals too. You should 100% go check them out on YouTube or Spotify. Links are in the description. So now we've acquired the musical horse pheromones, made a pit stop to watch this guy kick it.
Woo, you know he did.
And evolved into our final form. We can begin the quest for the hammer.
Oh my god, the hammer pulled you off.
Flying, cheating, fireball spitting Dampe is our first stop, so that we can grab the hookshot, a good potential damage dealer. Then, as I said before, we're not going to go to the Lost Woods, but instead to Goron City. Well, they call it a city, but let's be honest, it's 4 rooms and a pot. After blowing up this small child and taking his stuff, we can tear his dad's furniture apart, learn to play an absolute banger, and venture into the Fire Temple. It's at this point that I'm realising you really don't need to kill a lot of enemies in Ocarina of Time, because to get the evolved form of Megamite I only needed to get past this dude. Went for a few different tactics, some less successful than others. Found out the easiest way to deal with them was just to hookshot it a couple of times, head it off at the other side of the pillar, and then do it again. So we made it. Here it is, the weapon that'll see us all the way through to Ganon. Right? Right. At least Volvagia wasn't too difficult, even if I did start off with a bit of an error of judgment. Let me just sort this thing out. I'm going to save as well. Stay on. Ugh. Awkward. Word of advice. Don't take your headphones off, put the controller down and turn your back on the screen to sort out a backlight when you're in a room with the dragon. Even if you're pretty sure you were still in the pause menu. Also, this happened towards the end of the fight. Yay. I definitely got dragon barf all over me then, and was saved by some Christmas miracle. But hey, he's dead, and we're off to the forest temple. I think this is the first part of the game that I properly began to feel the challenge. These wolves were fine, but the stealthos you required to fight to get the bow were pretty tough. But I hit them with the old nut hammer combo and down they went. And in fact the bow became my main damage dealer after that, because, I'll be honest, I'd pinned way too much hope on the hammer. It was flipping useless most of the time. Phantom Ganon, my favourite boss. Partly because he's a painting hopping tennis playing badass, but also because you can mix his sweet outfit with another Zelda favourite and it becomes this masterpiece. Oh, okay, that's enough Darth Tingle. I actually encountered a serious problem in this boss fight, and one that had a very surprising solution. I had no idea this was a thing, as you're about to see by my reaction. The first part of the fight was no problem. Phantom Ganon jumps into a painting, then pops out another. There's also a decoy. The one that's closer is the one you want to shoot just as he comes back out of Ariamis. The second phase is where your tennis skills come in. Ganon fires magic at you, and what you're supposed to do is time a sword swing to hit it back. In my naivety, I assumed the hammer would do just fine as a substitute. It didn't. But then, the unlikeliest of heroes stepped up. Are we stuck? Use a bottle? Are you serious? Are you actually serious? You've literally just saved this run, and I can't believe it's with a bottle. Oh my god. The hammer doesn't work, but the bottle does. No way, dude. That is fucking incredible. So there you go. The bottle saved us. Well, at least for now. Onto the water temple. A quick hop back in time first to snag the Lens of Truth from this creep. Making light work of him using the almighty Deku Stick. Seriously, Nintendo, why when Link grows up does he forget how to use a stick?
Deku Sticks.
Oh my god.
Then a great fairy round trip to Pocket. See the new horizon underneath the blazing sky. I'll be where the eagles flying higher and higher. Gonna be your man in motion. All I need is a pair of wheels. Take me where my future's lying. Dins. Fire. Farore's Wind and the magic meter upgrade. Blew through the ice cavern, got the steel-toed up boots from the holodeck, and into maybe the most infamous temple in all of Zelda. Pretty smooth sailing combat-wise with the hookshot and the bow, but it's time for the big one, Dark Link. It's really difficult to land Deku Nuts on the wily sod, and true to form, the hammer doesn't cut the mustard. I don't have arrows after using them all in the rest of the dungeon, and he seemed to evade explosives, so I had to think outside the box. Nice! St. Eldin's fire damages him, and it doesn't look like he's able to get away. It took exactly the amount to kill him that it did to deplete my enhanced magic meter, so I have no idea what we would have done if I hadn't finished him off. Long shot acquired, more for sushi served, and we were back on track. But unfortunately, this is where it all comes crumbling down. Remember this guy? I could not find a way to damage him. Hammer, arrows, bombs, long shot, Din's fire. I even went and got fire arrows for a slim chance that that might be the key. But no, nothing worked. So the answer to the question, can you complete Ocarina of Time without a sword, sadly, is no. Now, quick note, I didn't actually end the challenge there. I in fact made it right to the boss of Shadow Temple. I went back to being Child Link and I mega flipped, which is a trick that you do with bombs, over that gap. It took me a while, but I got it eventually. And I killed Dead Hand with a Deku Stick. I then went back to Adult Link and found the same issue with Bongo Bongo as I did with Dead Hand, that he just doesn't take damage from anything other than swords. But if you could make it to his boss room as Child Link, it might mean that it's possible. Let me know if you have a go. And thank you very much for watching. I really had a good time with this challenge, and I'm looking forward to doing the next one. So until then, ciao for now.